Hello and welcome back to another Tea Time with Meoni. This is a video series where I get to talk to you as if you were live with me. This then is recorded live but not in front of Twitch or anything like that. This is just the age-old video series basically that I usually do, where I get to talk to you about things that have been happening recently and where we're at. This one is a little bit more conventional. I thought we'd have something like this before we get some more guests on. Sometimes it's better to just talk to people on your own, especially with some of the topics. So first of all, I just want to address one of the issues that we've been seeing on a few comments lately, that being that there's an absence of Rose. A lot of people are under the impression that, suddenly there's another person on the scene and it seems a little bit unusual for people. All I have to say to that is we keep the majority of our private affairs literally that, private. All you need to know is that I am no longer with Rose, and a lot has happened and transpired and time has changed since then, and I'm currently in a relationship with Fran, who you will see a lot more of on the channel going forward, and will in fact be in a tea time in the not so far future from now. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. A lot of people wondered what's happening. Why is Rose not around? Although the majority of people can understand and accept this, I thought it was important to say this at the start of the video because some people said that I at the very least should mention it. So there we go. All you need to know is I'm happy, and going forward, that's, the person you're probably going to see a lot more of and hear a lot more of as we move into 2021. So yeah, that's the little thing at the start I wanted to cover, because I know a lot of people will be asking about it. Well, there you go. That's the answers I will give you. And yeah, that should be enough for everybody. All you need to know is I'm happy and I'm back to full production at work. And I cannot wait for the content in Final Fantasy XIV to come, which is the most important thing. And that's the thing we do videos and share the majority of. So then, patch 5.4, we still haven't got a date for that. But this Friday, we're going to get the live letter, which is going to be all the hype, because no doubt we'll get an announced date for that patch. 5.4 then is called Futures Rewritten. And as I said, early December. So we're just on the cusp of actually getting to that. The patch in particular covers a brand new section of the main scenario quests, along with the new Eden's Promise raids. There's a lot of speculation as to what those raids might entail. Me personally, if I was to speculate anything, I would probably guess that Gaia will be turning it into Ultimecia. That's my just sudden random out of nowhere guess, considering that we have Final Fantasy VIII related bosses in certain places, Final Fantasy VIII related music, and of course it is Eden. And also Gaia has previously shown us some time related magics. So it kind of adds up. A lot of people want something like Ultimecia. It's complete speculation. I have no idea what will actually happen. As for the other bosses, the other three, because there'll be four, won't there? I think we're done with versions of Primals, aren't we? We restored the land for the most part in its entirety. So I'm guessing that it will be original bosses. I'm looking forward to whatever they put out. Of course, they could go with some more Final Fantasy VIII themed stuff. A lot of people ask for Griever. That would be amazing from Final Fantasy VIII. We could have all manner of things. Really, we could. It'll be interesting storyline-wise to see what happens with Reen and Gaia without going into too many spoilers or any territory like that. But hopefully we don't have too many onions being cut towards the end of that, because yeah, it's all hotting up, and this is one of the missing links at the moment, isn't it? Tying up the loose ends of that particular storyline. So, of course, we're getting a brand new dungeon in 5.4 called Matoya's Relic, which looks to be sort of like a trial-y thing based on our own world on the source. There was references in the live letter previously how apparently we've been called, Y'shtola was called Matoya by title. She used that on the first, and as a result of that, she will be probably exploring that on the source. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but it looks like an interesting dungeon. It kind of looks like a little arena surrounded by books on the artwork they showed us. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have a new trial, which is Castrum Marinum, which I believe is the next chapter of the weapon series, right? So a new trial. That should have a dragon mount associated with that. We're still waiting for dragon mounts. We need a couple more of those trials, I believe, in this expansion before we've, got enough. What was it, 6 or 7? Something like that. 6. I think it's 7 mounts in total. And then there's usually an ultimate mount for collecting them all, isn't there? Yes, the Gwyber of Light is currently a big thorn in my side at the moment, but we'll get there at some point. Other things that people are pointing towards the fact that it's Emerald Weapon. We had Sapphire as that solo instance last time. Some people were not so happy with that. Me personally, I thought that was quite a good little solo trial. I know it was storyline related, but I'm pretty sure they only put that in because they were limited for the time they had for that patch. Some people said that it should have been a trial as well, or instead of. I have no problem with that. As long as Emerald Weapon is a fun trial that I can do with 8 players, then I don't have a problem with Sapphire being one of the one-offs, Plus the robot sort of like piloting thing was kind of awesome. I'd like to see more of that, perhaps. Maybe weaken the boss, and then we do the 8-player trial. That would be kind of cool. Like, you have like a solo instance and then an 8-player. That would be nice. But who knows at this point. We're also getting the Save the Queen Pass to Rest, which is in the 5.4 series. I'm not sure what patch that would be. Maybe 5.45 or something like that. Possibly. Which is going to be part of the Bosnian Southern Front. There's going to be like a, 24-player normal mode? And then there's supposed to be a Savage mode of that as well. So there's a pretty hefty sort of Baldessian Arsenal-style trial dungeon thingy happening in that particular patch cycle. So that's going to be interesting. Hopefully that'll have some epic mount reward like Ozma or something that we had from Baldessian. Then we have, or is that part of Delubrum Reginae? This is large-scale battle, probably. Either way, there's going to be more Save the Queen stuff, more resistance weapon stuff. Blue Mages are getting updated all the way to level 70 in 5.4, which means that they'll have lots of new spells to learn through the Stormblood dungeons and trials and raids. Ultimately, I would imagine they'll have a mount for completing some of the Savagey stuff. I would imagine Alphascape Savage will be up there, so I will no doubt be crying my way through that, trying to get whatever reward they have. Because it's going to be epic, right? Because previously we had the Morbol mount from the Alexander stuff for Blue Mage, so yeah. There's going to be more Ishgard restoration stuff, so we have a little bit more to do in the Ishgard restoration before we've completed it. We've got, 2 more little zones, or if it's just going to be one big zone to the north of where we are in the restoration itself. Most places have just finished the, the bit with the big building that you can walk on the top of. That place with the viewpoint. Most servers have finished that by now. There's going to be a new Unreal trial, and presumably that's going to be Titan. They did mention Titan previously, but who knows at this point. They might surprise us with something else. Look at this guy standing in my way. There we go, that's better. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Titan Unreal would be quite fun. They did say they're going to be changing the difficulty of Unreal going forward. They feel that it was probably a little bit tuned too highly. From what I've seen, it looks perfectly fine with competent players. It's sort of like in between hard mode and extreme of the trial. Quite fun, actually. I quite enjoy Shiva Unreal. I like taking people through it, and it's sort of like a good way of sort of getting their feet wet towards extreme stuff, and then you throw them into extreme, and they find out it's a lot easier. A lot of people had difficulty with Shiva. I personally didn't have an issue. If they're going to scale it down a little bit, I'm not really sure how they can simplify Titan, though, because you're still going to get a million landslides, aren't you, at the end of the day, so I don't see how that can be simplified any further than it already is. I don't stand in an AoE, but there we go. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully there's some better rewards this time around, or just rewards in general. Hopefully the rewards that are currently on that vendor in Idleshire on the Faux Hollows minigame don't disappear with the new stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. We're getting more Skysteel tool updates. That'll keep all the crafters and gatherers busy, that's for sure. We've got treasure hunts, so if you remember a long time ago, they had the... you have the treasure map dungeon, right, with the floors, and then you had one in Stormblood that was basically just this ring of circles, and you would fight a boss, and then it would spin a circle, and you'd get either lucky and get a boss, or you'd get unlucky and it'd throw you out the instance. That's coming back, so that's going to be one of the new things. The Dungeons of Ligaia, it'll be probably like something to do with Ligaia. I'm not sure what it would be. Like Spinny Wheel of Death of Ligaia, that's what we'll call it. Ocean fishing gets an update, presumably with new places to go. I was going to say dive points, but that's submarines, isn't it? Places to visit on your boat, which no doubt means there'll probably be a new awesome mount reward, I would hope. Maybe some minions. You know, what could you have other than a shark? We've had manta rays. What else? Like a giant octopus? That would be a cool mount, wouldn't it? Like a tentacled creature. Although I'm sure Yoshi P would have a problem with this community having access to tentacles. So there we go. It's already bad enough with the Moorball mount, isn't it? Just get a mini Kraken mount. Oh, that would be kind of cute, actually. I'd love that. Just to squish around on it, go... That's the noise it would make. Yes, that would not get annoying in the slightest. Yeah, so ocean fishing I'm incredibly hyped for. Not many people do it at the moment, so that'll be the shot in the arm that stuff needs. Triple Triad update, not sure what they're doing with that. Hopefully that just means more cards, or maybe tournament stuff, I don't know. Dome and Mahjong update, again, doesn't really bother me that much. I don't play it. It's not that compelling to me. One thing that we did forget to mention previously was Explorer mode, the ability to go through dungeons with no enemies, at least in Shadowbringers dungeons, that is, and G-pose your way through it and take pictures and stuff, and you can have access to limit breaks outside of actually using them, so you can toggle them on in this Explorer mode, so you can take pictures of your favorite Dragoon limit break and stuff like that, and yeah, and there's also props and stuff you can put in there, apparently. So you can, like, spawn a chair, I think, and have a sit down. That'll be quite interesting. There's a lot of really cool dungeons that, you know, I'd like to take pictures in, so that would be nice. It's another step towards G-Pose heaven, in my personal opinion. And it's going to be really useful for filming as well for Machinima, so I'm looking forward to that. Performance update for Bards. I mean, probably some new instruments that nobody really cares about. Yay, I suppose. I think they mentioned a cello, right? Isn't that what they mentioned? Something like that. I don't know. But, yay, more music abilities. But it's still going to be copyright struck if I upload anything to YouTube about it. So there's not much point. Yes, they're being pretty harsh with the whole copyright censor. Even if it's remotely close to a piece of music, then you have to not use it. So we're trying our best not to touch the Bard Perform thing. I love composing music and like playing around with the Bard Perform thingy, but I just can't upload videos on it, unfortunately. We tried before and we got a strike, so we're not going to do that ever again. And New Game Plus gets updates, presumably with some of the solo dungeons or something. I don't know. But it says, and more at the end of the list. That's a lot for 5.4 already on paper, isn't it? But a lot of stuff that people will go, well, what's in 5.4 when it actually comes out? And they'll do the MSQ, they'll do the trial, and they'll do the raids, and that'll be it. But it is a nice big juicy patch, 5.4, and I cannot wait. I really cannot. I think it's going to be a great time for people to get back into the game. So for now, until the early Decembers, I would take this opportunity to play other games. There's plenty of stuff coming out. And stuff that's already out. The PS5 just launched. I've been playing around on that. I've been playing Demon's Souls on the second channel, which I'll link in the description. I've been uploading the VODs to that, but we live stream quite often on twitch.tv/Meoni. It's as simple as that to find. And yeah, so far the streaming stuff's going really fun. I'm really enjoying sort of branching out, not just doing YouTube, but working on that as well. And I've had the love and support of so many people in the Discord and all my friends, and it's been great. Our FC in Final Fantasy XIV is growing ever larger. We've got lots of people, and we're trying to make an even more concerted effort to involve as many people in stuff as possible. A few people were criticizing us for having a clique and stuff. We do static raids on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and they thought that was a click. No, that's called being dedicated to a team for raiding. But we do lots of other stuff outside of that. We've been doing mount runs, achievement runs. I can't even. We were working on AlphaScape recently for someone on Savage. We did Kefka. We've done, for the aeroplane mount, we did Deltascape. For the snaky mount, we've done all the dog mounts, and we keep doing those for people who still need them so they can get the nine-tailed fox mount. We've been doing the birds for them, even though most of those are soloable these days. You name it. We have like an FC help section on the Discord now, if you are part of the FC, and we just work our way through that list. There's a lot of lovely people who we've made moderator, and sort of like they help out with leading some of this stuff. It really is the best shape the 777 Whiskers, which is the name of the FC and the Discord in general, has ever been. It's really in a great shape. And yeah, we're getting more people over. We're getting other content creators coming over to join us, which is really fun. I'm hopefully going to try and persuade a couple of them to collab with me. Some really lovely people. So we'll see what we can do going forward. But 2021 is really where most of that will happen. It's going to be a big year for networking and, you know, building on the community side of things. Hopefully people are enjoying the videos I've been putting out. Recently we've had a bit of a hiatus of videos, of which I have to apologize for, but sometimes you just need a bit of a break to sort of like overcome personal issues, and the real life situation was not great. I'm happy to say that it's a lot better now, and that I have a lot more support and a lot more clarity when it goes towards being creative, basically. So you'll see a lot more stuff towards the creative side coming out very shortly. I have a lot of work to do on a couple of machinimations, little sketches that I want to put out there. So stay tuned for those, along with the usual stuff, news coverage, glamour videos, minions. I've started on just random achievements as well, like we started on that today with a video. Not really sure what I'm going to do with that, apart from get the achievements and say, well, what a journey this has been. I don't know. I needed some drive to push me to get some of the achievements, so recording it helped. And all the while, we'll be streaming on Twitch as well. So hopefully people are enjoying that. But yeah, I'm pretty much back in the groove of things, and I can't wait for the live letter on Friday. We're going to have Fashion Report Friday, then live letter stuff as well. We're going to break down that as much as possible. Then we're going to make videos about each of the topics. Because they need to be, you know, they need the love. I'm sure there'll be some stuff we have to talk about in greater detail. We'll try and confer with some of the people inside my community and outside of it, see if we can get some guests on, like on Tea Time and things, and talk about various aspects. Ultimately, Tea Time is going to be sort of skewing a little bit closer to being more of a podcast than it ever has before, but I've got a lot of groundwork to cover before we can fully transition that. But overall, I'm very pleased with where we're going. Like I say, though, the break didn't do the channel very good, and a lot of people wondered where I'd gone, and there's been all sorts of bits and pieces lately and speculation about me. Well, hopefully I've put that to rest now, so we can move on and just enjoy Final Fantasy XIV together and many other things around it, and enjoy video games, because 2020 overall has been a fairly terrible year for a lot of people, including myself, up until the end here. It's starting to brighten up for me. Literally, as it starts to brighten up in the game, how amazing. You can't even script that, can you? It's now daylight. But I'm feeling positive. I'm loving the comment section. I'm trying to dwell more on the positive comments than I am the negative. I've got people moderating the comment sections now, so if there's any toxicity, we try to deal with it as fast as we can. Sometimes it's nice to reply to people and try to engage with them to see why they think what they think, but for the majority of time it's just somebody behind a keyboard that thinks they're clever and just wants to cause trauma, trolley drama, so we'll call it trauma. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. But I was trying to basically do too much myself. I split myself too thinly, so now we have lots of people doing different things to help me out. And ultimately, it's less stressful for me. I'm not as small as I used to be, and I have to respect that I can't always be there for everyone every second of the day. That's why we have people dealing with even the simplest of moderation activities and admin stuff. And then I can focus on the stuff that entertains you guys and put more work into the videos and to the live streams. And that's where my focus is at. And this guy, he was walking into the screen and then walked off. But yeah, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I wouldn't do what I'm doing if I didn't enjoy it. And that's exactly why I took that small week break, simply to refresh myself and to ground myself. For that entire week, I didn't turn the PC on. I just sat there. I watched television, which is something I never do. I tried to relax, take my mind off things, and it did me a world of good. It put a lot of things into perspective and allowed me to clear my mind and know exactly what my focus should be. Because honestly, if I hadn't have had that small break, I don't think I would have continued with any form of clarity, and I think the videos would severely suffer as a result of that. In regards to the end slate, a lot of Patreons are wondering, where is that end slate? Well, essentially, we can't use the artwork for that because of very obvious reasons, but at the same time, we are working, or I am working, I'm trying to work on something animated and something stylish for the end of that. It's been put on hold a few times, and I have to apologize. If I don't get something put together by next week, I'm just going to put a very basic end slate on there with just your names, because you really do deserve to be thanked for all of your extra support. Without the Patreons, this would not exist, any of this. So you guys are really making it so that, well, I can afford to live, basically. Yeah, there's no other way about putting that other than, without that, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, and I certainly wouldn't be able to pay the bills and eat. So there we go. That's the honest truth of it when it comes down to it. It's like you guys put dinner on the table for me. However sad that might sound, I'm incredibly, eternally grateful for it. And it's true. So there we go. But yes, there's a lot of little things that are big things that I'm working towards, achievements and stuff. Been trying to get into Lord of the Minion to try and get the Penguin Minion. Yeah, good luck with that. It's an absolute travesty with a tournament system. Yeah, it all needs an overhaul. There's a lot of things on my list of things to do, but I don't know how many of them I can get done before 5.4, but we're going to give it a good go. But yeah, like I say, if there's any in particular video that you missed that I used to do, like a video style, I'm sure that you'll probably see that coming back. The lore videos will be making a return. I do miss doing those. I've been trying to push those back a little bit because of my sort of feelings and tone recently hasn't been where it needs to be enthusiastic about lore. But I'm pretty much back to what I was before, if not even better. And yeah, we're going to get some nice footage of some dungeons and some places and backdrop stuff. And then we're going to talk lore because I do enjoy reading in that stuff and sharing it with you guys. It's one of those things that I like to do. I discover things at the same time as you do, and that's something that I've never been able to do before that sort of video format. The creativity aspect, I love to dump my creativity and my terrible memes into things like my machinimation. I really miss making stupid videos like that, so we'll be back to that. Not just the Choco Butt Slap, I mean like actual voiced stuff. There's a few Christmas special things I've got lined up. If I could persuade people to be a part of them, that'll be fun. We also have, yes, we're going to do a Final Fantasy stream from the first game all the way up until, I don't know, in chronological order of when they came out, of numbered titles. I don't think we're going to do spin-offs, but I've never played through Final Fantasy 1. So we're going to start there and then go through 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, 13, maybe 13-2. Lightning Returns, it doesn't exist. And then, yeah, probably 15 at the end of it. But that's something we want to do for December on live streams. But first of all, I've got to complete Demon Souls. Then I've got to complete Alien Isolation on stream, because that's something we were going to do. And then there'll be Final Fantasy weeks where we do some streaming of Final Fantasy games. Because I've always wanted to do that in front of people. And, you know, well, some of the games, like I say, I've not fully gone all the way through. And one is one that I've definitely not touched, simply because of how impossible it was to get a hold of. I think I can get the, what was it, Final Fantasy Origins, I think, for the PS1. There was a PS1 disc, but I missed it back in the day, so I'll have to buy that. I think it'll cost me about 50 quid, something like that, but it'll be worth it. I don't believe in emulators and stuff like that, so I want the physical copies of the game so I can display them as well, and then we'll also hook that up to the capture card, and we'll be golden. So look forward to that. But apart from that, I'm just looking forward to Final Fantasy XIV content, and there's a lot of really nice stuff on the horizon. But for now, I would say if you're getting burnt out in 14, you should be playing other games. It's very healthy to do so. There's lots out there, and the PS5, if you've got a hold of one of them, has a small but nice selection of games at the moment. It's very small. Don't fret about missing out on a PlayStation 5, by the way. I mean, there's just not that much out on it yet. I'm an early adopter of it. I pre-ordered my PS5 in September, and fortunately enough, it got delivered. A lot of people are having massive issues with that, and my thoughts go out to you, obviously, because it's a bit crap, isn't it, when you're promised something and don't get it delivered. But you will get one eventually, and the longer it takes, the more games you'll have to play anyway. So there's that. But anyway, thank you kindly for watching this tea time. I know it's been a bit of a ramble, but I just wanted to get a few things off my chest, sort of address the issue like at the start of the video. Yeah, I look forward to spending time with the Whiskers in general on Discord and in the Free Company. I look forward to spending as much of my life that Fran can put up with me for. I love her to bits. I really do. And I want you guys to be able to accept that. And, you're going to see her more on things to come as well. But anyway, much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you all next time. I nearly forgot to bow. You see, look, I'll forget to breathe if it's left up to me. Next time we'll have a guest, okay? See you later. Bye-bye. Look at that little app, Carlo. He's just so happy, isn't he? He's like the epitome of what I feel right now. See you later.